Hot off the heels of the events in Two Swords, Do No Harm continues the plotline of Grassfin processing his current state of existence, and at the episode's end, after stealing Starchy's bike, he takes on the cooler, more suave persona of Fern the Human.
You're watching Adventure Time, the show that does not advocate the cool crime of robbery.
But what leads up to those events is Finn remembering that he forgot all about Susan, and to go check up on her, he leaves Grassfin in the care of Jake. As the title card for Do No Harm suggests, there are two separate plotlines which revolve around a respective Finn. Finn the Human tries to help people, but only makes things worse, while Fern the Human tries to fight evil, but nearly ends up engaging in evil himself. I found the plot revolving around Dr. Finn to be considerably weaker than Fern and Grassy Wizard, but the episode manages to keep the two from feeling like they're clashing with one another. For the most part, Finn's misadventure is a humorous aside to the more worrying and pressing matters that plague Fern. While Finn is apologizing to Susan, who is in extremely poor shape, Dr. Princess reveals that she is not even a real doctor, in addition to not being a real princess, and uses this as an excuse to have Finn fill her shoes while she takes a break. The standard sort of ridiculousness one might expect ensues, and while Finn at first derives great glee from helping people, his lack of experience and knowledge at the job culminates in everybody suffering more.
Ah, my back!
While Dr. Princess may not be a real doctor, apparently she's stuck around the hospital long enough to actually know what she's doing.
That's not how you practice medicine.
I could easily see the premise to the Dr. Finn fiasco being extended to be its own episode had it occurred in the first couple seasons of the show, but despite it being very funny,
No, let's see where this goes. I want to see brains.
the experience would end up lackluster if it took up an entire episode by itself. Do No Harm revisits a classic negative character trait of Finn. He gets carried away too easily and may end up endangering those around him as a result. We've seen this trait manifest many times in the series before. The difference in Do No Harm, however, is that Finn's desire to help people stems from the guilt and regret Finn feels over not being strong enough to have stopped Susan. It's a small tinge of character development because Finn has rising insecurities from feeling powerless. The experience of being a doctor didn't seem to bring him down too badly at the end of the episode, but that's mostly because Dr. Princess is the one who screwed up putting him in charge, and Finn didn't really do anything too atrocious anyway other than that last attempt. Which, to be fair, if there was no interference, the miracle cure would have actually worked. On that note, Dr. Princess needs assistants who value life just a little bit more. Oh, and since I forgot to mention it earlier, yo, Rattleballs was glued back together! Seems like his pride is what sustained a lasting injury, though. And now, on to discussing what I consider to be the meat loaf of the episode. Grassfin's angst and confusion about his new identity. After being stuck inside a sword, he's now got a grassy bod, and grassy boys don't get meatloaf, nor can they play flute. Grassfin is upset and frustrated, and on the suggestion of Jake, tries turning his anger toward fighting evil. A grassy kind of evil. While in the labyrinth, fighting grass tardigrade thingies allows Finn to vent his stress and gain comfort from the classic sort of dungeon crawling he used to enjoy. However, this quickly becomes enjoying the violence rather than enjoying the dungeon crawling aspects, as Grassfin slices and dices his way past everything. After he gets to Grassy Wizard's hut and sees the man's face, he recollects a memory that belongs specifically to the grass sword, a memory of its creation. Grassfin seems to be integrating the identities residing inside him bit by bit, and when inquiring about the grass sword's origins, Grassfin refers to himself.
Why did you make me? Am I bad?
Also, he, for the first time I believe, casts aside the name Finn, which he self-identified as before, and refers to Finn in the third person.
Am I part of a conspiracy hatched by one of Finn's enemies? Or am I an eternal curse sent by the globs?
Grassfin has incorporated the grass sword into his self-identity, yet distanced himself from the identity of Finn. I did not get the impression that Finn was assimilating with the curse, though, this creepy little feller. It felt more like he was taking on the identity of the grass sword as a literal object instead. And it seems quite important to bring up that the curse never actually self-identified as the grass sword anyway. The potential options it gave Finn were
A curse? An emissary from beyond? Some kind of grass octopus spider.
So perhaps Finn takes on the identity of the sword, while the curse sees itself as something that was applied to the sword? It's all such interesting and intriguing stuff. Grassy Wizard claims that he made the grass sword simply because it was cool, but I doubt that's the whole truth. While I'm sure that's what he believes and that was his intent, I feel like he may have tapped into something beyond his knowledge, something otherworldly.
An emissary from beyond?
I got Full Metal Alchemist vibes in Two Swords, with Finn's automail arm, and now I'm getting major FMA vibes again, as I can't help compare the curse to the little one inside the flask. I'm just seeing a lot of potential overlap between the two. Jake manages to keep Grassfin from getting his jollies by beating the living shit out of Grassy Wizard. While very comical, it's quite a disturbing scene as Grassfin seems to be slipping and the moral virtue present in Finn the Human seems to have been debased. While Grassfin is confused and somewhat off the hook, and I think it's safe to say he's a bit unstable, Jake has faith that he will find his way.
Let him go, man. Trust me.
The episode ends with Grassfin's admission that he's not Finn. He sheds that identity and takes on the new name of Fern the Human, and his first act as Fern is stealing a sweet bike and letting his glorious, beautiful hair sway in the wind as he rides off into the sunset. I hope Jake's trust in Fern is well placed. So yeah, Do No Harm was an excellent continuation to Season 8. I loved this episode, and my only mild criticism, if I was to even have one, would be that the pacing was a little janky. But it was still fine overall, and the episode as a whole was just spectacular. By the time this review is up, the Islands miniseries will have already released for physical and digital purchase, but I will most likely wait until all the episodes air on television before I release an Islands mega review. Besides, I do need time to work on that review anyway. And I'll continue trying to do my best to keep up with the new episodes of this week as they release, and I hope you keep tuning in to watch my videos. See you in the next review.